What's up, guys? It's Zach again with another pickups video. I was gonna hold off until this weekend when I was able to grab some other games that I picked up in a pretty epic Craigslist slash online yard sale find. But I got so much stuff towards the end of this past weekend that the video would be so long that it wouldn't even be watchable if I did both. So I'm gonna, make a shorter video now and a shorter video then for both you guys' benefit and my own. So watch this one and then look forward to the really epic stuff next time. I'm pretty excited about that. But getting right into things, I'd never actually owned an NES system. My dad had one before I was born, but by the time I was born, he in '87, he had gotten a Sega Genesis, or at least like shortly thereafter. So as long as I can remember, we had a Genesis. So I never owned an NES, but I played it a lot over at Jake's and at school, some other places. But I finally got my own system. The other day on Craigslist, they had a listing for just a front loader gray NES for like $25, I think, and it came with just Mario Brothers and one controller and a zapper. So that's like half the price of what they're going for a lot of places. So I was happy with that, honestly. Uh, and I finally got an NES. I'm pretty pumped about it. And then, like I said, my mom's been I don't know if I said this or not, but my mom has been doing a lot of recon for me on game hunting. She's a member of some of these like online yard sale sites down in Tennessee, and when these ladies post this stuff, she jumps on, or she'll call me and say, "Hey, you want this?" And I'm like, "Of course I do." And so she jumps on it, and I get it. So it's pretty sweet. One of those finds was a second GameCube. It was $9. It came with two controllers and a memory card. $9. That's pretty great. I'm gonna turn around and try to sell it for a little bit just because I've got one. I don't want a second one. But that was cool. And then I also got I don't know what I did with it, but I got an Xbox, an original Xbox. For whatever reason, I'd never gotten either of the Xboxes. And I've got a couple Xbox games that I picked up for cheap just because they were games that I thought if I ever got one I'd want to play. Like I had Morrowind and a couple others, but and I got them cheap. I finally found an Xbox for the price that I wanted to pay. I got it for $25 with two controllers. And if Xboxes have memory cards, it came with a memory card, but I can't remember if they do. Like I said, I've never really had any Microsoft stuff, so I don't know as far as game system. But it came with like 15 games or 14 games. Most of them were sports games, but it did come with the first Halo, which I played a lot with my buddies. We'd play LAN parties and stuff in high school. Shout out to Freeman and Freeman's mom and that crew. But I finally have my own Xbox, so that's cool. And then from there, what did I do? Oh, Memorial Day weekend, this past weekend, after the Kentucky yard sale thing was all over, I found out that Half Price Books was having a 20% off everything in the store sale. And they have some old games. One of them has more than the other. There's two locations, and one has more games in general than the other one. I went to the one with the more games first, just to kind of see what they had and maybe grab some stuff. I mean, I got quite a bit of stuff, but nothing like rare or anything. It's just stuff I didn't have, and for cheaper than what they had at Mark's, 20% off. So first, I grabbed a couple N64 games. I got 1080 Snowboarding for I think it was a Mark $3. I got it for like I guess two and change or whatever the math is there. But that's a game that Jake and we rented a lot and we played a lot. And we never could nail the freaking 1080 because it was the most convoluted system of button pushing. It was like playing a freaking Street Fighter game or something, trying to do those freaking moves. But anyway, it was hard. It was really hard. But it was a fun game other than that. And I remember you could never land big air because your guy just was retarded and wouldn't land. But I liked the game. So I got it for $2, whatever. Good deal. I'll take it. And then I also picked up Jet Force Gemini. Now I've never actually played this game. I think there's still some sticker residue on this one, but I've never played this game. I've heard either you like it or you don't. I'm hoping I fall into the camp that likes it, but if I don't, so be it. I've got it. I got it for $4 instead of more than that. Also got some NES stuff. Actually got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Got like 11 NES games. Actually I got 11 NES games, one Sega game, an Xbox game, and two N64 games for like $44. That's a pretty good deal. I got Dr. Mario. It was listed at $5. I got it for $4 after the discount. I got Star Voyager. It was listed at $2, so it was like $1.80. Everybody knows my love for wrestling, and as a kid, Hulk Hogan was my hero. So WrestleMania would have been the perfect game to me if I'd had an NES, but I didn't. I did have, I think I had the Sega version of it, but I don't have it anymore. But it was $3, so I got it for like $2 and change. Love wrestling games. And then also grabbed a game that has pissed a lot of people off and throughout its lifetime. It was featured on the Wizard, in fact. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I'm hoping that I'll actually get to play this, and maybe, just maybe, I'll actually get through that freaking water level that everybody's always complaining about. Should be interesting. I look forward to playing it. I'm excited. Oh, and that one was, what was the price? Oh, it was $4.99, so I got it for like $4. Bionic Commando, it was like $6, so I got it for $4.80. I don't know much about this game except for the cover art, or the label art's pretty awesome. It looks like a guy's piloting AT-ST's taking on this guy that kind of looks like Han Solo. I don't know if you can see that or not. My light setup's pretty crappy, guys. Hopefully I can get something put together a little better eventually, but you know, I'm in an apartment that's like the size of someone's living room, a small living room, so I'm making do with what I got for a little while longer. But yeah, this one was like $5.99, so I got it for like $4 and change. This one was $1, so I got it for 80 cents. Base is loaded. I don't care what the game is. If it's 80 cents, I'm probably going to buy it. And then I also got a game that I have played quite a bit, but I never owned, obviously, because I never had an NES, but I was pretty pumped to find it. The Batman game by Sunsoft for the NES. It's a great game. If you haven't played it, you need to check it out. I got it for $4, and you know, I was more than willing to pay that because this is a cool game. And I also got Othello. And I have no idea what this is. I think it's some kind of like board game, but I've never played it. I've never seen anyone play it. I never heard anything about it. I know it is made by Acclaim, so maybe it's okay. But I mean, it was like $1, so you know, again, if a game's $1, I'm gonna get it. I don't care what it is. And then I got a game that I've played a lot. Like I said, I played NES at school. In 5th grade, my teacher, Miss Ragland, had an NES in the classroom. That's a Sumner County education at work, and I loved it because I played so much RC Pro-Am that I couldn't see straight. I was so pumped every time I got to play this game, and it was actually put out the same year that I was born, 1987, by Rare. But I was also pumped when I saw it yesterday, because it was priced at like $3, so I got it for like $2 and change. So I'm gonna get to play a game that I played a lot as a kid, and hopefully enjoy it just as much. And I also got Ghostbusters. Now I know this. I've heard this is a pretty terrible game, but it's Ghostbusters. How bad can it be? It's like the best theme song ever, anyway. They had it priced at $5, so I got it for $4. I'll take it. And then I got what I think is a pinball game. That's what it looks like. It's called Rollerball. I got it for like $1. It's not in very good shape, but it was $1, so why not? I didn't have it. So. And then I went over to the Genesis selection, which was like 2 games. It was like World Series baseball, card only, and then this gem, WrestleMania the arcade game. It's not complete in boxes. It doesn't have the manual. The box is a little bit kind of stubborn to get open and to open good. But I love this game, and it's a wrestling game. And as you know, I have an affinity for wrestling games. Priced at $5, so I got it for 4. And at Book and Music Exchange, they have it listed for like $10, I think, or they have it on the shelf for $10. So I was happy to get it for like half of that, so I can tell those guys to shove it. They've raised all the prices on everything lately, and it's been really annoying, but whatever. So after I left that half-price books, I got the bright idea to drive the other 15 minutes to the other one to see what they had, and they don't really have very many games at all, but they have a few, so I thought I'd check it out and see. I get there, and I'm looking at the GameCube games because there's one in particular that Sarah's been bugging me about because I don't have, other than Mario Kart, which I'm working on getting that one, but I don't have it yet. But apparently this game is really big with people that are like 6 years younger than I am and Sarah, because she's friends with some people that are like that age, from her neighborhood and stuff. But I don't know anything about it. I don't know what it's about. I don't understand its appeal or anything else. But Super Monkey Ball. She wanted it. She's been talking about it. She was bummed that I didn't have it because she likes that game and Mario Kart pretty much. So at least now I've got a game to appease her, and it only cost me like $4.80 after the discount, because it was like $6. And it's complete and it's in good shape. So I mean, that's cool. Whatever. I'll keep her happy. I'm trying to turn her on to Mario. I hope she gets into Mario 3 and she'll play that, because I mean, I don't know what this is about, but it looks kind of ridiculous. Whatever. And then I also went over to the Xbox section because, like I said, I got an Xbox. So I can finally play some of those games that are on it that I can never play, like Jade Empire. I'd heard this game was pretty cool. It's by the same people that made Knights of the Old Republic, I think. And those games were great, but I mean, I've heard. I've never played them either, but I mean, this was like $6 or what was it? $7 after the discount. It was like $5 and some change, and it's a limited edition, so it's got some kind of extra disc. It was complete, so it was worth it to me to give it a shot, see what it's like. But I like RPGs, and we'll see how it is. It's not like it broke the bank. I'll say that. And then I went to the. They didn't have any NES games except for like one that was really gross. It was like had stuff spilled all over it. It was nasty. They had a bunch of crappy N64 games, and they had Super Mario 64, but they wanted $20 for it. Which with the 20% it would have been like 16, but I still don't want to pay that much for a game. I'm kind of cheap. So I went to the Genesis games, where you can pretty much always count on finding something cheap. And I found a couple. I picked up Wimbledon complete in box. So it was like $2, so I got it for $1.80. I didn't have it. It's a filler, but it's the complete in box games at other sports games at other places are like $2. I got it for like 20 cents cheap or whatever. I'll take it. And then I picked up another game that I can't believe I didn't have, because everybody should have this game, and I played it a lot as a kid. NBA Jam Tournament Edition. It's also complete, although the manual's missing the front cover. That's okay. It's not a big deal. But I got it for, I want to say I got it for $4. Let's see. Yeah, I got it for $4 after the discount, so that's not terrible. And it's complete. You don't find it complete a whole lot, so I was happy with it. And then as I was walking away from the Genesis section, I gave one last sweep. And I don't know if I mentioned this, but Half Price Books is pretty good about never getting caught slipping on most of their games. They put them pretty much at what they're worth, unless you get maybe a little lucky every once in a while by a couple bucks. But I got fairly lucky this time, and I was pretty pumped about it because I saw this. I saw Shinobi, priced at $6. Complete in box. The manual's even in decent shape. And I was pumped by that because this game sells for like 15, 20 bucks on eBay. That's the reason I haven't bought it yet before now, was that it was so expensive. But I mean, it's a great game. If you've never played it, you need to check it out. It's a blast. And if you have played it, you should play it again because it comes highly recommended. And then, what else did I get? Oh, apparently my girlfriend Sarah is a big John Wayne movie fan. I didn't know that. I'm not a Western fan at all. My Western experience stems from that Bruce Campbell show, Briscoe County, or The Adventures of Briscoe County, and then a few quotes from Big Jake that Jake used to make all the time. So I know absolutely nothing about Westerns, really. But Sarah does. And we were at the flea market the other day, and she was talking about how she wanted McClintock and Big Jake. So we went on a quest for those two movies, and we finally found Big Jake for like $7, I think. Something like that. And she got it, but she still wanted McClintock. So while she's in Canada this week, I went over to Half Price Books, and Facebooked her and asked her if there was anything she wanted, and she wanted me to look for McClintock. So I went over to where I figured the Western section would be, and there were no John Wayne movies. But that's because apparently John Wayne is such an American institution that he gets his entire own section in the Half Price Book DVD section. There were like 30 movies there, and McClintock was on one of them, along with 24 other John Wayne movies and a documentary. So there's that. It was $4.99, so I got it for $4 after the discount. It's brand new, shrink wrapped and everything. And anytime Sarah wants to get her fix of the Duke, she's got 25 movies plus a documentary to do it. I'm not going to say I'm a good boyfriend, but I'm a good boyfriend. And that was pretty much everything I got, except that the reason that I was on that part of town, which is pretty much across town from me, is because I saw a Craigslist deal. They had 4 Game Boy Color games for $5. Now, I'll pretty much always pick that deal up, no matter what it is, because that's pretty cool. I mean, that's like $1.25 a game or whatever, so it's cool. And I'll show you what I got. I mean, first one was Scooby-Doo Classic Creep Capers. I looked it up. It's like a $4 game. So I've almost made my money back right there. Rocket Power Getting Air. It's like a $2 or $3 game. And then BXX, whatever it is, Road Champs. It's like a couple $1 game. But then, so yeah. I mean, I got my money back, I guess. But there was a 4th game. And the 4th game was the reason that I drove across town for this deal. And that 4th game was Pokemon Crystal. As you can see, it's in really good shape. You know, it's in amazing shape. It still saves. I tested that. It doesn't smell like smoke, so it wasn't a smoking home. The guy I bought it from was really nice. He was probably in his 50s. He said his daughter just outgrown her Game Boy stuff, and she just didn't want it anymore. He was trying to make a little money on it, and he said he couldn't look those up on GameStop to see what to price them at. So I caught a break there because everything else he had posted, like he had some DS games and some Game Boy Advance games that he priced at like half of GameStop price, which is still more than I pay for anything. So I was very pleased that GameStop did not list Pokemon Crystal amongst its used games, because it's a $30 game conservatively, and I got it for $1.25. Pretty happy about that. So that made for a nice cap to my weekend. I think that's all that I got. Yeah, to the end of the weekend, that was all that I got. But I've got some other stuff in the pipeline that I think you're going to be pretty excited to see when I get it in. I'll do a video on that as well. If you got any questions, any tips, let me know. I'm open to criticism. I want to make these things as good as I can and entertaining for you guys, and I want to keep doing it. So let's keep it going. Have a great day, and I'll see you soon.